Hello and welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. We're back after about 3 weeks off. We're back with another podcast, and we have two. I'm here with two esteemed gentlemen, and one joining us in a second. So, brother Kwame, I would say long time no see, but we were together on Friday. So, what are you saying, bro?
Well, I'm good, man. It's good to make be match fit back again for the pod. Last episode I missed out due to unforeseen circumstance. Injuries and that. So yeah, good to be back on the pod. Good to get something off my chest through the sport.
And then it's been a long time. One of the most controversial members of the pod, brother Anik. How are you, bro?
Chris, man, I'm good. I'm good, man. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. But yeah, I'm good. Life's good now. Life is good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I see you traveling all across the world. So people go, "Where's Anik?" This guy could be anywhere. He's trolling you from the jungles of Bolivia, and you guys are in pain. He doesn't care. He just put his phone back in his pocket and spends time with whoever he's with. From Bolivia, Peru, doesn't matter. He's outside enjoying life. So
You know how it is, Chris. I'm here for a good time. I'm here for a good time, man. That's it.
I
Just,
know. I
just,
know.
just. It's just jump on Twitter, tweet some nonsense, straight on mute. That's the
Exactly.
Mahad ideology, by the way. That's what Mahad said. Muting tweets. That's the way forward. As soon as you tweet it, mute it.
I've seen Bahad do it. I've seen Aldas do it, but I've seen Aldas just pop a question, yeah, put the thing on mute, yeah, and then start munching food and talking to people. I promise you guys, yeah, you guys are sat at your house being upset, yeah. We don't care. We're enjoying life,
This is why we tell you guys just touch grass, man. Just touch grass and enjoy your life.
I
bro.
think what was it? It was a couple of tweets I think we put off their account. I was searching for it. You go to notifications. Where is it? And I had to actually go to our tweets and find the order in which it was tweeted. I found it, guys. It's got the mute symbol on it. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no. Put it this way: by the next morning, if the tweet's still getting notifications and buzzing, I've definitely muted it because I'm just there going, okay, that's enough now. Like we're just gonna have to search through it ourselves, just laugh at people. Uh oh yeah, do some housekeeping. Don't forget to follow us on all socials. So on X, Twitter, Pitstop Fracas, Instagram at Pitstop Fracas. Promise, good content is coming soon in the next couple of months. So make sure you're following us over there, and also on the TikTok at Pitstop Fracas. I think that's everything. And don't forget to obviously like this stream, comment, and subscribe because it's always good to help a brother out, help promote us, and help us reach a further audience and motivate us to do more. Okay, let's do a quick news update. Ignoring the obvious would be that has its own section. Um, anything in F1 world that's been pressing you? I know actually Kwame, your boys at Alpine shut down the engine facility that's been running since 1979.
They haven't technically shut down. It's just the F1 department has shut down. So they're still making engines for WEC and one. But the F1 department is essentially shut down due to cost essentially. Well, and moving to Mercedes engines. I mean, but last year Mercedes engines with Lotus, Maldonado and Grosjean was thinking the joint. I had some intel telling me that they were above schedule as well. They're above their targets with the 2026 engines, but they still decided to cut it. So yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, it's looking like going down the line of let's cut some of our expenditure, so a cut of our facility, so we can sell the team bare bones essentially. That'd be
It
all.
was a sinking ship, wasn't it? Let's be honest, man. There for a while. The right was on the wall.
I mean, I mean, the engines have stunk for a long time since the days of Red Bull having our engines. So we haven't been good since a long time. So yes, in that sense, you can say it's a sinking ship, but it's an asset that is needed in this day and age. Um, Again, I saw a stat actually. Born are the only non works team to win a constructors championship in this century, which I think sums up.
What about McLaren this year, though?
We'll see in it, man. We'll see with them. But my point is like in this day and age, in general, to win, you really truly need to be a works team. Obviously, McLaren are exception, not the rule. And even them,
Wait, Kwame.
Yeah.
Red Bull won constructors championships, brother. What you
yeah,
mean?
they were technically the de facto works team.
No, they were not Renault in the Vettel days.
De facto.
No, they were, brother.
No, P10.
So Renault was about, but they were the main. It's weird, but yeah, they were classed as a de facto in it, quote unquote.
Imagine if we said that about Mercedes now. McLaren is the de facto works Mercedes.
I know.
Let's say that now. Mercedes aren't that good.
We had Junior Capital Lotus. He had the Donny who ruined Bordeaux. My man, he was running the team in it. So that's why they gave it to de facto status to Red Bull, even though we were still 10th runner. They didn't own the team in it. So back then, it's shameless. I know it's shameless, but hey.
I'm not gonna lie. I am so annoyed that that they've decided to do this just because this is F1 history. We're just losing because people don't want to spend money. Like, it's why when people talk about manufacturers, I get so annoyed about, oh, you got to bring in all the manufacturers. I don't care, bro. I want man who are committed to racing and do everything in their power to win races and race. Like, bruv, these manufacturers come in and out, dip in and out, and now, like, the good part of Renault, which was their engines, which stayed for pretty much the entire time, apart from, like, a couple of years where they disappeared for a bit just because, you know, this Renault is now gone, and they're going to be gone for good because it's not like back in the day where you could just make a new V8 or V10 engine. These are complicated engines. There's no coming back in. So, boy... And also, Kwame, last time they said they had an advantage. It was 2014, and we saw that they were like the second best engine, and then the following season like the third best engine. These man, you can be ahead of your targets, but you can still be, you know, poor.
Hey, listen, second best, third best is better than where we are now, innit? But nah, I agree with you, bro, in the sense of like, because even back then when we sold it to like Mecha Chrome and Super Tech, essentially like. That's essentially the equivalent of Honda selling it to Mugen or selling it to Honda, HRC or whatever, and then buying it back. Like, that's just, you know, Lil Bo had this and they will come back in it. But these men are basically closed up shop for goods. They didn't even sell it on. They just closed up, son. So, like, don't get me wrong. I know when I've got a history of, okay, let's go and dip, but come back, yada, yada, yada. But it's not looking good, man.
Right, it just makes the grid slightly uncompetitive as well. Like, I think we touched on it before, but you know, the less works teams or the less different types of engine manufacturers you have, it just makes it less competitive. You know, it's the way it is. Like, if you have a Ferrari engine, if you have a Mercedes engine, if you have that Honda engine, and you have a Renault engine, you know, anyone, you know, could do well. But now it's just reduces the playing field a bit. And then they're heritage, man. You know, they may not have had the best record in F1, but they're still heritage. They've been there since, what, the 70s? So they're heritage, man.
Yeah, we've lost recipes. And obviously, my point is also that they're doing it for money purposes, but they could have made money if Andretti were allowed on the grid and they were able to buy Renault engines. But, you know, that's a different problem for another day. Anyway, we're joined by brother Kunle. How are you, bro?
I'm good. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Well, nice of Anik to show up.
Kunle, man. It's been a while. How are you? I heard you calling me up.
I forgot you still did this podcast with us. It's a nice way to show up. How long has it been? A year and a half?
It's been a good year and a half, man. But it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. What team are you supporting these days?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm like a, what do you call it? F1 entrepreneur.
I
Got my
see.
fingers in the pie, you know.
So basically, you're slutting yourself around the grid, yeah?
Wait, I'm not saying it like that. F1 is the ultimate winner. That's the way I see it. Ultimate winner.
I see.
McLaren are doing well. McLaren are doing well. Let's hopefully let's hope they can fulfill their potential this year.
What would be what would be the potential for you?
The potential for me for McLaren.
Yeah.
If you have on average you have the fastest car for the whole season. Well, sorry, for most of the season, on average, if you have the fastest car, expect at least one championship. At least one.
Okay.
That's fair.
I hear it.
That's actually a balanced point. I'm there going, one championship. That's the constructors championship, because Perez is terrible, and that's the point I've made since the beginning of this pod. That going gets tough. You don't want mid in your team. But anyway,
But some people have said as well, Chris, since the beginning of this pod, about a certain Danny Rick. Some people have said
that was exactly what I was going to. It's time to enter the Danny Rick of a bit. See, this one where you type words you can't say. Obituary. Yeah, Danny Rick obituary. So obviously, we found out since post the Singapore Grand Prix that Danny Rick has been replaced at RB for Liam Lawson for the rest of the season, and this is pretty much it. The way that guy was talking, he's not coming back unless like some miracle happens. He's not coming back. He's done out here. We're releasing swans, pigeons, doves, whatever animal you want to release. Danny Rick's career is done. Is it 8 race wins and like 3 pole positions?
Yeah, it's 8 race wins. Yeah, I don't know about the poles.
Okay, well, 8 race wins spread across his time between. He started at HRT in that 2011, made his way to Toro Rosso, did 2 years masterwork there, then spent a good amount of time with Red Bull from 2014 to 2018. Then 2019 and 20 was at Renault. Then did 2 years at McLaren, 21 and 28, not 21. 21 and 22 at McLaren. Then over the past 2 years, 23 and 24, he spent like half a season each at RB or Visa Cash App or whatever they're called. So, Kunle, as the guy who called out Danny Rick first on this pod, take it away. Thoughts on his career?
They called me crazy. I will never forget that. I would never forget that day when I said, you know what, it's done. Everyone's like, yo, relax. This is Danny Rick. It's gonna come good. This, that. But they say don't kick him out when he's down. But they didn't say anything about kicking him out when he's dead. So here we go.
You're a savage.
Man said I'm gonna kick his tombstone, bro.
No, okay. Jokes apart, right? Jokes apart. There was a period in Formula One where it looked like there was a driver there. I'll give him his credit. Between the first, that little period between Toro Rosso and the promotion to Red Bull, and him eventually being de facto, I don't know if it was de facto number 1 driver at Red Bull, but in 2014, that would be the start of the hybrid dominance by Mercedes when Vettel checked out. That's what it was. Vettel checked out, basically. Vettel was like, yeah, I'm not going to win in this car. What's the point? Mark Webber retires and Red Bull did what they had to do at the time, because at the time at Toro Rosso, it was him and who was it partner with Toro Rosso at the time?
Jean-Eric Verne.
Yeah, that's the DJ guy now, no?
No, that's Alguersuari.
That's how it goes. Yeah, come see, come ça. What's the difference?
Yeah.
No, it's not really much there between them. But obviously, Jean-Eric Verne wasn't going to drive for Red Bull, so the ideal thing was to promote Danny Rick. And in his defense, before then, he had some good results. He showed potential, and he gets to Red Bull, and anytime the Mercedes guys tripped over themselves or they had reliability issues, Danny Rick was there to win. I remember Canada, Mercedes had issues. He won. I think there was also that win he should have had at Monaco that Red Bull boxed him or something. I don't even know what happened in between there. I think he should have won that race.
Yeah, they boxed him for tires, but didn't have tires ready.
2016, wasn't it?
2016, yeah.
2016, right? He's had in that Red Bull run, just before the emergence of that little demon, he had some good results. But in hindsight, looking at it, at his peak, at his prime, if you ask me, would he have been the number one driver in a title-winning team? I don't think so. And this goes back to the conversation that we had in the last podcast where we talked about whether drivers determine whether they can win championships or not, or whether it was the car mainly. And it's like, Danny Rick is at his prime, is on this current grid at his prime is just below the George Russells, and maybe just above the Sergio Perez. That's where I would box him. Is okay. In a decent car, is okay. Or it was okay, actually. No, it was okay. In a decent car, it was okay. But it ran from the grind, man. That's how I see it. It ran from the grind. It fought at the time. And I get it, right? Your pride and ego, everything is there. They bring this little boy from the sister team. You used to be the champ there. They brought you to the main team. You became the face, sort of, and then they bring this little boy over, and they sort of giving him preferential treatment. It feels that way. It feels like he's getting the better calls. It feels like he's getting the praises. But then it's generational. And that's what happens when you go against generational drivers. Generational drivers would always they'll get the preference. You can go ask Rosberg. Rosberg had to deal with it. Rosberg had to deal with Lewis. And the one time he got the opportunity to win the championship, he's like, yeah, this is it. I'm done. I fulfilled my dreams. And then one move that would never make sense to me was that Renault move. To this day. Like, that move basically told me I don't want the smoke. I'm not ready for the smoke. And I'd rather just duck out and go be king in a village than hustle in the city.
I will argue the Renault point. I think that was the right move because what Verstappen was doing to him, Verstappen was caught up in pace-wise, and then when Verstappen caused a crash in Baku and didn't get in trouble, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's one of them ones where it's like, how Webber should have known after like Turkey in 2010 that the writing was on the wall, that this is Vettel's team and like he's the golden goose. That's when the sign was there for Ricciardo and he knew, let me leave now. My stock is high. I can go get a I can get good money at Renault. The team will be around me. So like, and this was before we knew what Renault was going to be. So it's like there
No, I
was
say,
case of
you know,
optimism.
do you know why? Do you know why I say that move didn't make sense? Was because Renault were not doing, they were doing okay. Results wise, they did okay. You know, they were not lighting it up. It wasn't Lotus Renault. You know, it wasn't that Kimi Raikkonen and half man, half Bond face. What's his name? Roman Grosjean.
Mhm.
It wasn't that Renault. It wasn't that Lotus. You know, it was Renault. Like, okay, we're just trying to see, we're trying to weigh it up. You know, everyone knew at the time Mercedes were number one. You know, engine and car wise, and Ferrari was neither here or there. Or Ferrari, no, I think that was those were the Ferrari, like, you know, years where they were like, okay, maybe we are clearly number two now. But Renault was not number three, and they were not fighting for wins. So why leave a Red Bull that had the possibility of winning some races? You know, aerodynamic races, everyone knew Red Bull was going to be here or about there at the time, at least. So he left them, then he went Renault. I mean, he did okay. He got some podiums here and there. He got the odd podium, you know, good results here and there, you know. He didn't. I think it was up against Carlos Sainz. Who was he up
No, it
against?
was Hulkenberg and then
It was
Ocon.
Hulkenberg, yeah.
Was it Hulkenberg? But he didn't smoke Hulkenberg, did he?
No, he did. He actually
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, I'm thinking of-
Hulkenberg out of Formula One, bruv.
Oh yeah, that's
Hulkenberg
true.
was-
Hulkenberg got it got beaten up. Yeah, that was it. But
Oh,
at
wait.
the
Okay,
same
no.
time,
Oh, by aerodynamic races, we mean stuff like Monaco, Mexico. Basically, where if your car was aerodynamically efficient, they would cook. So that's
yeah.
what we mean by
When I meant aerodynamic, I meant like races where your engine wasn't like the primary determinant of
yeah.
whether or not you were going to win the race. Like, you know, there's races where Mercedes, even with the great engine they had, they struggled. Like, that engine was pissing smoke. They couldn't hang. But I feel like, for me, and I feel like a lot of people, I'm not on the grid, but a lot of people that are casual watchers, they looked at that move to Renault like, you're running. You're running. You don't want this no more. Like, this is not the same guy that came from Toro Rosso and snatched Sebastian Chain. Because that's literally what he did. He went up there, it's like, yeah, give me the chain. I'm number one now. And when the favorite shot, I mean, yeah, anybody goes up against Max at Red Bull, you're going to be number two. I don't care who you are. Let's establish that fact.
It depends. If you're that guy,
No.
Red Bull will pivot. This is Horner, bruv. We see he left his wife for a Spice Girl, bruv. He will leave Max, bruv. If you're better.
Yo, I feel like if there was the opportunity for Horner to adopt Max as his own child, he'll tell his kids, "Fuck off. This is my child now."
Yeah, but if there's another kid like that,
But you know what?
The same thing.
But there's not many kids like that, though.
I would have said the same about Vettel, though. Like I would have thought that Horner would have done everything for Sebastian Vettel, and look who came along, Danny Rick.
Okay, yeah, Horner as a whole, we established that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Is that Anik? Is that Anik? Is that Anik? The new toy. It's just the new toy. It's like, yeah, it's all right. I had fun with you. Pause.
There's a reason why he has a weird case. We don't know why he's still around, but hey, whatever, man.
But the McLaren years were just dreadful. The less I speak about the McLaren years, the better it was. The McLaren years were dreadful. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh yeah, but he won in Monza, bro." If they let Lando race him, he wasn't winning that race. I'll put everything I have on my life on that. If they let Lando race him that weekend, he wasn't going to win that race. Like it was so obvious. Basically, it was okay, Lando, just stay back, don't attack. You know, the two other possible fast guys on this track have crashed out. Let's just bring this home. And that's what it was. And then if you ask any Danny Ricciardo supporter, like, okay, apart from Monza, mention any other thing that he did notably at McLaren. It's hard. You can't bring I don't remember any Danny Rick highlights, bro. All I remember is him getting dunked on by Lando Norris, who was meant to be number 2 driver, while he was getting paid tens of millions. Do you remember anything notable that Danny Rick did in McLaren?
I just remember the lowlights of him getting lapped in Monaco. That was funny.
Yeah.
Well, you know, to
That's still
paraphrase, to make a football reference and paraphrase a certain Mr. Jamie Carragher, leave the
Yeah.
Formula One before the Formula One leaves you. And I think he kind of clocked it towards the end, because in that last interview, he's like, these men are more consistent than me. Like, I can't get my head around certain things. Basically, like, Formula One had kind of left him behind. He didn't have the minerals. He wasn't that guy. You know, like, when we talk about, you know, generational drivers or the true elites, they are like the Hamilton, Verstappen, Alonso even. You know, we're talking about guys that across different generations of cars, these men can cook. And Daniel Ricciardo had his moment in the sun. Maybe with a better engine, he might have snuck a title. You never know. But by the time he reached McLaren, where things were tricky and things weren't built around him per se, he was really found out.
Yeah,
You know, if we started this pod in 2014, we would have gone the whole full life cycle of Danny Rick. We would have started off by saying, you know, he's a talent. He's going to become good. You know, it might even be the word Starboy thrown around. But then the problem is, we started 2021 when he was on, in my view, a downward slope by then, and it's just the way it goes that, you know, all we can do now is just pick out his literally career lowlights. But if you were to step back and look at his race wins and look at what he did do at Red Bull, you know, you can probably see why people would want to celebrate his achievements or celebrate what he has done. Like 2014, he did pick up the pieces when Rosberg and Hamilton were, I don't know, having brake issues in Canada or taking each other out at Spa. You know, he had memorable race wins in Monaco. You know, his engine was cutting out or whatever. Like, I'm sure all of his race wins, you'd remember them. So, you know, he can be remembered for that. He'll be remembered for, you know, the Joker, you know, the Joker in a paddock or whatever. But the harsh reality is that, you know, he was on a downward slope, and really and truly this year he had the opportunity and he couldn't even beat Yuki Tsunoda. So I think it's fair enough to say, in my view, that, you know, at the start of his career up until 2018, maybe even 2019, I think he was a very good driver and he had the capability.
I think until 21, until the McLaren move.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? 2020 he did do well as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe 21, the move to McLaren. After that, he just wasn't good enough. And you know what? It's okay to say it happens in F1. Yeah, some drivers stay at the top that whole time they're in F1. So other drivers peak and trough. And I think I honestly think he was a very good driver, especially when he was picking up the pieces in 2014 and actually winning races and beating Vettel, you know, he was a former world champion. Well, he was the current reigning world champion at that point. So I think for Danny Rick, it's come full circle and it is what it is, man. It's got to move on.
I mean, for me, I'm not going to lie, it hurts that, because I was a big Danny Rick fan. I was. As weird as it sounds, I liked him. You know, was a cool kid. He had nice overtakes, These guys on the outside. Danny Rick would overtake in places where no one else was overtaking. He brought that to the grid. He had that in his locker. But I just couldn't like balance out getting consistently beaten by Lando Norris, who was in his second year of Formula One at the time.
Yeah.
And you had been in Formula One for a couple years, You've been in and out. You've been at that time, this is your fourth team? Because I think it's had at HRT, no?
Yeah.
That would have been his fourth team. And there's this young boy. I don't know. Maybe it was me not giving Lando the credit it deserved at the time, or me underrating what Lando Norris would do or could do. Because he did. Lando held up his own with Sainz when Sainz was there too. It wasn't one way. It wasn't one way street. But I thought at the time Danny Rick was a level ahead of Carlos. But then it didn't prove to be that. And, in 2014, if you told me Danny Rick could be getting sacked or he would be getting fired or he would be getting let go before his season ended at the sister team, not at Red Bull, at the sister team, when previously there was shouts of him probably getting the Red Bull seat, I would have said, nah, that's a lie. That's not happening. But that's life as we come to see it. And I do wish him all the best. I hope he finds peace because it will probably be hard for him as an elite athlete to be getting shown the door that way. And, athletes are humans too, so I do wish him all the best. I hope, I hope he doesn't sink and he finds.
I think he has sunk though, man. Like at least he's gone out. People say he's going out sad. Like this is.
He's gone out. No, he's gone out sad. He's gone out sad.
More than sad. This is really bad.
He's gone out sad. But then he's also a 35-year-old man who still has, the rest of his life ahead of him. Maybe he picks up some Red Bull ad stuff, or he becomes the face of their TikTok, or he becomes like a global ambassador for them. Something similar to what Kufat does.
They had that before, and yeah, they said they want him for that role again as well for the ambassador.
They don't want him for that too.
No, they do. They do.
Yeah. So
he was ambassador before he had this AlphaTauri gig as it was then, in it. So he's got to pay twice now to be ambassador.
Yeah,
in the same
why not?
Which is
it will still get to travel. It will still get to be able to watch races on the grid. It would hurt because there's people that you met in Formula One that are still on the grid, but you've come, and you've gone again, and then you'll be there and you'll be seeing people like Kevin Magnussen still driving. For the rest of the season.
At the end of the year, man.
I know it's gone. It's gone at the end of the year, but for the rest of the year, it's like, how come K-Mag's here and I'm gone? It was it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but that's what you get.
Fair to him, he seems like he's at peace this time around compared to last time, innit? Like last time he was on the hopes of I need to get back on the grid. This time it seemed like he mentally checked out by after Spain, I'll say. So yeah.
I will add to wait, Kwame, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll try to keep it sweet. I felt like issue with Danny Rick. We said it last time when he left actually, and definitely getting really brought up properly. But like, he's kind of a victim of his own success. Where like his main thing when he was first in F1 was especially him breaking late, and that relied heavily on your car to be able to pull off such music executions. And that's probably one reason why he had a lot of fan base, because obviously he kind of came up in the split up in the scene. He was beating Vettel, doing all these crazy overtakes and But when you went to Renault is another situation, which I might delve into there, I might not. But when you go to McLaren now, where your car's not built for that, there's going to be big issues. And I feel like we said earlier, adaptability has been a big issue for similar to Vettel as well. He's another Red Bull Academy driver, and we'll see what happens in Max. But yeah, once he left from that sort of car, it just wasn't meant to be for him. But he served his time well in it. So
Hey, that brings me on to a question, yeah. So the way Vettel has gone out, ex-Red Bull driver, the way Ricciardo has gone out, ex-Red Bull driver, we're going to be saying the same about Verstappen.
Depends.
it's a good question. I don't think so, but
I doubt it.
It depends. With Max, he doesn't care enough about the sport. He will just leave.
He said he's cutting, didn't he? He said he's cutting in 3 years. Anyway.
I feel like Max will still cut even if he was winning races.
And
you could just win a championship and be like, you know what, I'm off now.
Yeah, he don't like it. He don't want it that much. From how he speaks about it. But I don't know. But then these guys are weirdos, man. If you put your life at risk driving that fast for 24 races, I can't take anything you say seriously, man.
Yeah, true.
Actually, one last thing about Danny Rick is I have to give him props because let's say out of like his generation, like him, Perez, Hulkenberg, Bottas, the man there, that you guys who were like 35 and below, roughly speaking, but above 30 but under 35. He's had the best career out of all of them, man.
Has he done?
He's shown himself.
I think he has.
Yeah, I agree.
We never had the illusion that Bottas was a top guy. We just sat there and went, yeah, Bottas. Like
you remember
no false image.
All of Ricciardo's race wins, you remember? Do you remember any of Bottas's race wins?
I remember Sochi.
That's it, bro.
I remember Sochi.
You remember all of Danny Rick's ones?
But you know the funny thing is, I remember Bottas for his work at Williams more than I remember at Mercedes.
Do you know what's extra funny about that? Is that the glimmering moments of Williams in like 2014 and 2015, a lot of them were like, Australia, where he swore at everyone for doubting him. Then he was still miles off in the championship in the end anyway. So, but no, a lot of them were Felipe Massa. Like the pole position was Massa because Bottas bottled. Getting close to a race win, it was Massa that was when Mercedes were fleeting in Abu Dhabi. It was Massa that was taunting Lewis. It weren't Bottas. But when they were leading 1-2 in Silverstone, it was Massa that was first. It wasn't Bottas. So it's one of those ones where I'm like, that's where Danny Rick was eating, because when things were going wrong, he'd rise to the occasion. He wouldn't leave any. If a race win was on the table, he wouldn't leave it on the table. He'd eat it. Like it's
all right.
gone.
So okay, let's do this. Let's do this right. So the people who are in it, who would we put in Danny Rick's freshman year? So we'll probably put Danny Rick,
Perez.
Who else? Who else came in around that? Hulkenberg. Who else came in around that time? Or who else was younger around that time?
2012. Because it's all those like Toro Rosso drivers. Like K-Mag was at the end of that gen.
Again, it's like later. Yeah.
So he came like 2014. That was when K-Mag came in.
Okay. All right. So of all those five, you're starting your Formula One career. You're seeing the numbers from those five on a wall, and some juju man or some pastor tells you, pick one of this to have, this would be what your career would look like. Are you picking Danny Ricks?
It's top two.
Yeah, I'll put Danny Ricks.
It depends because of let's put it for example. Perez finished P2 in the championship, but with one race win, or something like 1 or 2 race wins in 24 races. I'll be looking at kind of funny, like you know, the ones where it's like you look at Ricciardo portrays in the past if you're very old or you're a weirdo like me. You look at them and just go, I don't want to look like that. I want to look like, you know, that I was the guy. So it's like, you know, when it's like, oh, include additional awards or like rankings and ratings of where you voted as the top guy on the grid ever in your career.
Yeah.
Like Ricciardo has like Autosport said, you were the best Formula One driver in the year. That's what I kind of want as well. Because it's like, if I'm not going to win the championship, I want people to know that I was hooping.
Because I'm saying it as everyone's looking at these guys. Everyone's looking like they're highest.
That's what
I'm not the average, right? Because if you look at the average, it evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, Danny Rick's highs are very high, but his lows are very low as well.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
If you're going to look at something like Perez, he has a constant like rise where, okay, cool, he's at Sauber.
Because first India Perez was him. It was midfield done. He owned midfield.
But remember, Sergio Perez has got a car right now. Well, had a car last year and the year before that Danny Rick never had. Danny Rick never had a car like what Perez had in 2013 and 2022. Imagine if Danny Rick. If Danny Rick.
I feel like the only thing that tips it, what tips Danny Rick over Perez is for me is qualifying. That's what I would say, because at their best, Danny Rick was a better qualifier. But racecraft wise, I'm not sure.
No, man. Oh,
I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. I might be on the outside here, but I'm not that.
China 2018. Come on, man. That guy sliced his way through the field with like 20 laps to go. I can't see Perez doing that. I can't even remember Perez's race wins.
Perez did it though. Sakir,
yeah. You want to go into that? Let's go into that if you want.
Perez did it as Sakir.
Don't Kunle, man.
Perez did it as Sakir. Like, Perez had couple P3s in that first India.
Hold on, Sakir. Who was out of that race by that point? Yeah, Hamilton wasn't there.
Hamilton had COVID.
I meant to not COVID.
Bottas wasn't there.
Bottas was there. It was a bum.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't a bum. What happened is
Mercedes crashed out. Leclerc crashed out.
Because he can't drive. Because Leclerc crashes out on his own in front of his family and friends. Leclerc crashes on the high street, bro. That's on Leclerc.
He won on a ring road.
Bro, Leclerc walks. Look, let me tell you, Leclerc goes for a walk in Monaco and he still falls down while walking, not even driving. He's walking and he trips himself.
That's the reigning Monaco Grand Prix winner. That's the reigning Monaco king.
And then we saw him a couple months later, in his own car, just hitting the curb or something that.
Bro, just randomly, like muscle memory. Oh yeah, I've not had a crash in a while. Let me crash my own personal car. But what I'm saying is, Perez went from P20 in that race to P1 at the end of it. Whether you like it or not.
Hey, if George didn't get Mercedes, man. Hey, George didn't get
That's
not my problem. That's Mercedes' problem.
I'll never give them. That was one of the funniest races ever. Because I remember thinking, yeah, Lance Stroll's going to win this race because like everything was in his favor. Then Perez won, and then Ocon was second. I was like, Lance Stroll was actually whack, bro. This is the second time this season where he's supposed to win a race, and he just finished in third. Like,
also, Perez had a couple P3s in that hybrid era as well, where it's like everyone else, Lewis and Nico were clear, and you'll just be seeing it plus 20 seconds, but it will be Perez in P3.
Ricciardo won races.
Yeah,
he was winning races.
He won like 3 races that year, man. Rest.
Perez
Perez wasn't a racing point, man. as bad as the Red Bull was, it was good enough for P3 most of the time. Let's not do that. Let's
Okay,
not do that.
let's move on. It was a good career. You're good food. Now you're a good dude. Now you're cooked food.
It was a good year. It was a good year.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good year.
Yeah,
You remember that
man.
scene? You remember that scene from The Wire where like, where this guy's getting buried while he's not dead. What's his name? And it was Good Cop in the bar. Yeah, it was a good. It was
Was it McNulty? No.
McNulty. When McNulty was when they were doing the McNulty funeral, but he was still alive. That's what this is. You know, it was a good. You know, in his day, it was good. It was good police. In his day, it was good driver. You know, he had the giggles. The girls loved him. You know.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
go start a family.
Yeah, go be a dad somewhere. Go like you know,
Worth the Vettel, man. Go be a dad.
support a cause. You know, climate change. Do something, man. It's fine.
But you know what? My advice to him: don't come back now. That's it.
Don't come back. Don't go do another. Don't do another racing series, man. Don't try to find yourself again. Just go be a dad. That's okay. Like I get it. No, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you in WC. I don't want to see you in Formula E. No, just
No, go back to Australia. V8 supercars, innit? That man over there.
You'd probably be a bomb there too.
Yeah, but I won't see it, so I don't care. I don't watch V8 supercar.
Mahad watches it. You want Mahad to go through it again?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a good time, man. Shout out to him still.
Oh yeah, and to his fans, it's time to rebrand. I saw one on the timeline the other day becoming a George Russell fan. So the rest of you guys, find new drivers. It's okay, you know. Stocks are down. Find a new driver. We don't want you to be another fan base on here. It's like the sergeant guys, like, you know, find a new driver. It's okay, or find employment. Up to you.
You know, I forgot Logan Sargent was an F1 driver.
bro.
Until you mentioned.
Well, his career wasn't memorable. There was like, yeah.
You know what?
Anyway,
Let me do this here. This is stupid, but I'm gonna do it. Whose career was more memorable? Logan Sargent, the one before him. What's it called again?
Latifi.
Nicolas Latifi.
Oh, the TVs.
Hold on 1 second. I'm not done yet.
No, finished. Okay.
Or Sergeant Latifi or Mazepin.
Latifi's is the most memorable because of terrible reasons. Because he's the trigger of the biggest injustice in the sport. But also, he did the legendary thing of a purple sector 1, a green sector 2.
I'm still finishing last.
I still qualified last. I've never seen it in my life.
That was the greatest shithousery lap ever.
I was like, how is that possible?
Oh God, have mercy. Oh Lord, there've been some bombs in this sport, man. God damn it.
Colapinto isn't though. Colapinto seems all right.
Yeah, it's early days.
Yeah, I found out I tweeted that I'd stuck in him like years ago. I was like, damn, man.
That's a shot goal.
It's not going to be a box next year though. So
no, what was like, you know, when you're watching, you know, you like occasionally when you watch everything, thinking, oh, this guy's not that bad. So you just tweet about him, going, yeah, I like this kid, and then I'm just there going, oh right, investors stuff. I forgot about that. Like I was so busy focused on other stocks that I was like.
So now, okay, Colapinto is not around next year. That's another driver that's going to be on the sidelines. Who is going to be under pressure next year? You see the way Liam Lawson was on the sidelines this year, and everyone attached to the Red Bull institution, apart from Max, was like shaking. What's that going to be next year?
I think
Everyone,
because he is giving Albon. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris, but I think because he's giving Albon a run for his money, I think both Williams drivers.
No, they just put money. They just give Sainz the bag though.
Yeah, but even then,
You're not kicking Carlos Sainz out. That is not going to let that happen.
yeah, true. Probably Albon then.
I wanted to hear that. That's the answer I wanted to hear.
This guy. I was about to say this guy, man.
That's the answer I wanted to hear.
also, what's that guy called? Everyone at Red Bull who's not Max Verstappen is under pressure next season because they have 2 drivers waiting in the queue. Like, so boy, the pressure's still on over there. George Russell's under pressure.
Yes, Russell is under pressure next year.
Not from Colapinto though.
Not
No,
for
no.
Pito, just all drivers that's just under pressure. So Russell's under pressure. Leclerc's under pressure. The fans already know they're under pressure and they just added more.
No, I think Charles is good, man.
No, I think Leclerc and Lewis, they got a year by. Whatever
Yeah,
happens,
Charles-
1 year will be okay.
Charles is safe, man. He's all right for next year.
No. If Lewis comes in and smokes him, like properly smokes him,
Yeah.
he's
But
done.
that's the only way. You know what, Chris? That's the only way. Like, bro, he's won, like it or loathe it, he's won 2 of the heritage races this year. He's going to be given. He's going to be given the freedom.
grace. It's like it's one of those ones where when it's like you're there going, "Well, are you that good, or was it all that washed and Sainz that mid?" You're looking at man just going. It's like it's one thing where it's like, in paper he shouldn't be like tested like that, but it's one where just don't embarrass yourself. That's his job.
What version of Lewis is turning up next year though?
That's the issue. That's the question.
Lewis Hamilton is still very, very good. I think
No, definitely.
Things are overblown at Mercedes, man. Just because, do you know what it is? Because the car's crap.
He's leaving. The car's crap. He's also leaving.
And
we know how those things work.
And George is very fast over a lap. But it's like, if you're a 10th behind, but it puts you P7 and George is P5, what difference does it make? Because you're not P1 or P2. The only times it was actually peak was Canada, where George was at P1 and he was P7. Then that's when you're like, okay, it's peak. If George is 5th and you're 7th, doesn't mean anything.
I think the car's going to be like that.
But then
I don't see Ferrari being head and shoulders next year.
This is one thing I gotta tell. This is one thing people have to realize, right? Like, your teammate is Lewis Hamilton. You have no choice but to be good. Because if you're anything other than good, it's going to be obvious that you're bad. Because you see, with Sainz, Charles can have bad days, can have off days. Where it's like, and that gap is not going to be that significant. Like, Sainz's best day is him getting pole position and winning like the weekend. That's probably the best scenario for Sainz on the weekend. But when he doesn't do that, you're sort of getting meaty, is there like one half of the race and then the other half of the race is like, okay, where's Carlos? Remember that J-Ho song, where's Carlos? Go ask Carlos.
It
was where's Carlos? Ask Carlos. You're gonna be like, where's Carlos? But yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how it works out next year, to be fair. I'm intrigued. But I don't think either of them will be under pressure at Ferrari. They might be under pressure to outdo one another, but it's still the same car. And it's probably still going to be slight improvement to this year. Maybe slightly better. Because you've seen it at Ferrari over the years. they've been growing pains, but they've looked, better by each year. But we'll see how it goes.
If you ask me this question, so the contract got announced in February or whatever, and then when Sainz won in Australia, I would have been like, you know what? I'm not so sure. But I think since Australia, I think even I said it, if Leclerc absolutely smokes Sainz from now until the end of the season, then I think he's got a chance. And I personally think there's been a mental shift in the way he's driven since that. Because come on, man, for Sainz to beat you in Australia, I think that really hit home. And I think since then he's done really well. And I think there's a mental shift.
Yeah.
If he can carry it on, then
you
know what, we'll see. But I think it's going to be close, but I still think they're going to be given 1 year grace. Both of them. Easily. Nothing like if Lewis doesn't do well next year, they'll be like, okay, it's his first season. If Leclerc doesn't do well next year, I'm telling you, the fact that he's won Monaco and Monza gives him grace. No doubt.
My boy is
unless there's a massive gap. If there's a huge gap between the two, then questions will be asked.
Okay.
I'm giving Lewis grace next year, bro. He's vegan. They're gonna force him to eat cheese. That's not. Yeah, that's my excuse. They're making him eat pasta. That's my excuse. Next year, throw out.
They're gonna make him look lactose intolerant and gluten intolerant, man.
Exactly, bro. That's my excuse next year.
My Kunle said he's going to be in the toilet machine gun in the toilet, Okay. Anyway, let's get to part 2 of this pod. This was a suggestion DM'd me by one of our listeners, one of my favorite listeners. So it was a worst fan base, like who is the fan base that annoys you the most, the worst fan base tier list. So I've grabbed all 20 drivers at the start of the season. I haven't done any of the swaps because Liam Lawson doesn't have fans. Sorry, Kwame. You by yourself doesn't count. And so I've grabbed here. I feel like I'm doing a Teams session.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah, you showing your screen. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah. We can see your screen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make this. I'm gonna have to make this window a bit larger, bro. What are you watching underneath there, bro?
Bro, that's an advert on the screen thing, bro. But I'm not that King of Lightning guy. Yeah, he got titties posted on his thing, bro.
It's giving. There's a 26-year-old woman next year.
All right, come. Let's go.
Okay. So the categories are: they have fans.
Yeah.
Cool dudes, so they don't annoy you at all. They're right. A bit weird, but whatever. Scaring the people, them, and the worst category is seek help.
Okay, let's have it.
Okay, so the first driver. Wait, I swear I put more drivers. Okay, we'll sort that out in a second. Alex Albon. So where are we putting Alex Albon?
That Psycho Relic guy, I swear, isn't he the only fan? He's the only fan, right?
Bro said that Psycho Relic guy.
No, I'm playing. Big up Lawrence. Cool. No, he's not.
It's him, and then
Lawrence is a cool dude. Lawrence is a cool dude.
Cool dudes as well, Peter.
Yeah.
Wait, based off Lawrence alone, I'll say a cool dude, but
yeah, cool dude.
I'm sure there's a bunch of weird. I'm sure there's a bunch of weird.
I've seen a few, but like, there's not like anything like that.
No, if Lawrence is the only person we can really bring this up about, then it's they have fans. I'm sorry.
Have fans. Yeah.
Fair play to them, man. They have fans, but yeah, Lawrence is cool.
I'm sorry, like I have a
Lawrence is cool.
My question is, why is anyone a fan of Alex Albon?
Because he's Thai, isn't it?
He's Thai.
You don't even get the minority card, bro.
I don't know. I don't know why anyone would be an Albon fan.
You know.
Yeah.
Actually, now I get it. To be fair, the whole anti-Red Bull establishment thing, I kind of get that. And then, him being the other British driver as well. I get it, man.
It's not British,
There's one thing that irks me about Albon, though. Like, just can't get 2021 the radio out of my head when Max
It still
won.
did it. It still did it the other day when they said they were racing him too hard as well. Oh yeah, when Max won and was screaming like a bitch.
Max
on
won
radio.
is like screaming like, come on.
No,
what
that
are you
was GP. It turns out when GP screaming, he sounds like Albon.
That makes it worse.
doing?
I'm sorry,
Gianpiero Lambiasi, yeah?
that makes it
Oh my
worse.
Also, apparently, Albon was born in London. He was born in Enns.
Yeah, London. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what if he was born in London? That doesn't give him a buy.
Hey
Anyone
man,
can get it.
born in London, know someone that did fraud. That's
He
real.
does. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Shout out,
Mum
but
doing it. Yeah.
it's just like me. It's just like me in it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say who it was. You're supposed to go, hey, that person.
This is not hidden information, man. It's out there. Innit?
Okay. I
on,
might have
let's
had a
continue.
Western Supermare where all the images didn't load properly in the tier list I made.
Oh Lord.
So
we could just
listen,
do these.
we could just speak through the drivers. We do these and speak through the prominent drivers at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bottas.
Scaring the people then.
Yeah.
I didn't have fans, man. I'll be real, but yeah, scared people do.
Yeah.
Scaring the people then, bro.
Actually, you're right. That man bought calendars of his cheeks.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That alone.
That's scary. That's scary hours, bro. Showing cheeks like that. Nah, bro. But I guess he did it for charity, so
I don't care. I had to wake up on Instagram and see his cheeks everywhere, bro.
No, I don't want to see that.
Oh.
Played them
Anyway,
more than once as well, man.
then the next one, Esteban Ocon.
Cool dudes, man. I'll be real. I haven't had any really issues.
you know what? Because I like
name's a bit
Ocon.
weird.
I like
Name's a bit
Ocon,
weird,
so-
especially, but the fan base are cool dudes, man.
I like Ocon. Because
I like him.
If he was an
Yeah.
F1 driver, it would be like me. So, cool dudes, yeah. Anyone
Yeah,
that
cool dudes,
supports
man.
Ocon,
I like
I'll rock with them. I see why. Yeah, I like Ocon.
Nico Hulkenberg.
This is funny because speaking of someone who rates him, again, I didn't even know that other people rated him as well. I didn't even know there's another fan base there. So I will probably go
Okay.
there fans. Yeah.
It's probably a bit weird, or they have fans. Because Ockenberg's been around for a minute, so I can see why he has fans.
But I haven't seen many put my
I haven't run into a Hulkenberg fan ever. Like you said, they have fans.
They have fans.
Not even from Germany.
Nah.
No, because everyone should support Schumacher or Vettel.
Yeah.
He actually has no motion.
That K-Mag.
Yes,
That's
Kevin
K-Mag.
Magnussen.
Sick help, bro. I'm sorry, sick help. I'm sorry, bro. Sick help.
You know the funny thing about K-Mag fans is they know that they're weird and they know that he's like the prickle villain of the grid. But you're right, it is a seat help situation.
Personally,
like-
for me, personally.
He's got what? We got 6 races left. As a driver, he's still got one left. Got one more act of terrorism left before the end of the season. Definitely.
Okay, so Lance Stroll fan.
That's a C cup as well, man. They're cut from the same cloth.
Wait,
as K-Mag.
hold on.
Yeah.
As someone that's rooted for Lance Stroll, and I low-key still root for him to get that old man out of here, which I will not lie, it's disappointed me so far. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. I'll say that.
No.
I support Lance Stroll out of envy for the other driver.
It's got to be. No, it's got to be.
pure.
You got to think about the fans though, not necessarily yourself, but like,
Well, I've
if you
seen.
see Stroll fans talking, like,
I've seen Stroll fans.
I will go see Cup in it.
He's gonna win the title under Newey.
They believe he's
Yeah,
world championship. They actually believe he's world championship.
Under Newey, they're saying that's what's gonna happen.
So is that scaring the people, or just a bit weird?
It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
Nah, I say a bit more than that though. Fair.
It's not scary and it's not sick help. Well, it depends on what they're talking about, though.
But he could absolutely destroy Newey's career, though.
They can be delusional. Them people be delusional.
He can make Newey go outside.
Oh, never believe that, bro. Okay, Yuki Tsunoda fans.
Cool.
So the Yuki Hive.
Bro, this Yuki coin.
It's Yuki coin. Yuki coin to the
Yuki coin, bro.
Man.
It's Yuki coin.
It's cool, dude. It's cool, dude. We'll be here when Yuki gets his Red Bull seat.
No, hold on. What's been the 5-year return on Yuki coin?
We're good. We're eating good, bro.
Brother, I'm breaking even, man.
We're breaking even. We're eating okay.
I'm
not losing our money. But I'm doing all right.
Break even.
Break even, man. Yeah.
Break even situation still.
I think cool dudes though, man. Yeah, cool dudes is fair.
Yeah.
Like there are some people in the tier who are, a bit more and a bit weird, a bit scared people with them, but the average fan base, man, is cool dudes, man.
Yeah.
You're mute, brother. You're mute.
On mute the entire time. Wait, Joe.
No. Now we're talking about Joe.
Okay, yeah. How's that going? Like,
they have fans?
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, Joe don't have fans. Joe fans are people who want to call people racist.
Some of them still. But I still say they have fans. But the ones I beat is C Cup though.
Cool.
Okay. Let's imagine I wasn't rubbish at my job and there was a picture of Lewis Hamilton on there. He was the source of this one. Where we put in the Lewis Hamilton fans that we see around.
Wait, are we talking Team LH or Cult LH?
They're both included. They're both included.
Is it Team LH or Cult LH? It's a bit scary, not gonna lie.
Well, they were originally Team LH and they rebranded to Cult LH, so they're kind of one of the same, innit?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to go seek help.
I'll say, yeah.
Sometimes I read stuff, yeah, and then I'm just like, Jesus, like, I'm like, Jesus.
No.
It's the thing is, yeah, is when you're beefing amongst yourselves, that's when you know there's a problem.
Mm. Oh yeah, actually, yes. I've seen, yeah. X and Y beefing. So yeah, seek help.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Mr. Lando Norris.
A bit weird, but whatever.
A bit weird as well, yeah, a bit weird.
I want to say scaring the people with them, bro.
Why?
You go, bro. If you say the slightly wrong thing about Lando Norris, yeah, and like 1 or 2 accounts find you, you're finished. You're holding a quote tweet paragraph on your head top, bro.
True.
It's a bit weird because like they could go to a bit weird or whatever, but I think it's growing, man.
Scaring people with them, I'm not angry at with either. Like I feel like they're just a step below. Obviously, I don't spoil it. But you have the top 3 drivers, I'll say, or top 3 most popular drivers that stay of the grid, and I'll say Lando's kind of just below in terms of like that fan base being a bit.
Do you have to go on, Kunle?
Not gonna lie, Lando fans are scary, boy.
That's because you're in McLaren circles. You see it, man.
Yeah.
Bro, Lando fans are scary, like, bro.
She agrees with you.
You know what? Hey, I'm saying this now. Formula One is not ready for Lando Norris to win a world championship.
Oh, no,
Because if
it'll be a go us. I'm right
if
there.
Lando wins a world championship, oh yeah, first things first, Ricciardo fans are gonna go bed. Like they're not gonna be able to come outside.
Yeah, but
They got a rebrand, bro. They got just rebrand.
Boy, nah, Lando fans are scary. They be doing a lot. They be doing a lot. They're gonna start. They're gonna start tribal wars at McLaren.
It's already begun.
Yeah,
Man's had enough. Man's had enough.
I've had enough too. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to another driver of a prominent fan base. We have Anik here. The Leclerc Falsey. You and your boys.
The Lefosi.
Lefosi. I gotta be honest here. It's the top two. Seek help or scare him. I gotta be honest. But you know what? I love it. I read the honesty though. I love it though. Just come on after a race. After a race, Leclerc's not won. They'll find some way of spinning it into a positive. It's good energy. It's good vibes. I like it. But yeah, it's got to be one of the top two. Probably Seek Help. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
it's going to be Seek Help.
I'm put them on Seek Help.
Yeah,
because you're one of them. To be fair,
I'm not one of them. I remember. I relinquished. my interest in Leclerc. When was it? Oh, it was when George got announced at Mercedes, and then JL made one comment, bro. He made one comment. I said,
JL changed your old stance on him.
He changed my entire stance. I was like, yeah, no, I can't. This is not my guy. I can't back it. I picked a side.
But you know what? I got a message to all the Leclerc fans out there. You maybe seek help, but don't change. Don't change.
Wait, Anik,
because I need you there whenever the votes go up on the account. And the poll goes up.
Sorry, Anik. Speaking of
do a
Leclerc,
quick quote and it's fine.
Are you still a Leclerc fan?
100%.
Oh no, he's always been a Leclerc fan.
And then
Verstappen. That's the one thing he hasn't changed. He hasn't changed.
And a Verstappen fan.
Yeah. You know what? Oh, another confession as well. I am taking a liking to Lando Norris's driving recently as well.
Bro, just 3 weeks ago, hold on. Just 3 weeks ago, you were begging to buy Oscar Piastri stocks.
No way. But then, you know what? I don't know why.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat. You know what? I'll tell you the truth. It's a front because, yeah.
Chris, can you do me a favor? Can you put a picture of Anik on this thing so we can just put it Seek Help?
Yeah, that should be in the pod, man.
I'll make that the thumbnail. It'll be the tier list and Anik can Seek Help.
Yeah, Seek Help.
That's where his little profile thing will go. It'll be in the Seek Help section.
No chance. Listen, Piastri, come on, man. A legal race win. That is an illegal race win. There wasn't even, like with Leclerc's, so-called illegal race wins. You had to wait till the season finished or whatever. They didn't wait. The Leclerc army was onto that. It was less than a week later. They deemed that win illegal. So, yeah, man.
Okay. Okay. Speaking about Piastri fans.
Cool dudes.
They're cool dudes, man.
They're new. Everything they've done is reactionary. They react to other things. It's not them starting shit.
Yeah, true.
They're just happy to be here, to be fair. They're happy to be here. Cool dudes, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. As long as the mom is on the Twitter's here as well, they'll be in the best behavior, man. So I like that. Aunties is making sure they're not stepping the line. I like that, man. I like that mentality.
Kwame, you're a sicko, bro. Stop trying to link hands, mum. Anyway, to the next group.
Wait, Kwame, I've got a question. Sorry, before you go on, why did you go with that bar, Kwame?
was provocative, man.
Why did you go with that bar?
Okay. Okay. Next one. One of my favorites. Rapper and them man there. Fernando Alonso.
Seek up, man. Seek up.
Seek
Seek up.
help. Seek
Sick
help.
help, bro.
Seek help. Without a doubt.
Sick help. They're probably gonna reply some. They're probably gonna reply this when you post up the tweet and they watch the video or they'll go. We'll probably be
100%.
seeing like Spanish racist comments in the chat. Bro.
Yeah, no hablo español. So.
Right. Imagine how grainy their media must be. They must be picking up media from before 2011. The back Alonso.
Well, the man got El Chiringuito in this case, man. Of course, man. They're gonna be doing nonsense,
sick
man.
help. Sick help, man.
Every day, I think to myself, how long has he gone without a race win?
The dream's over. Let it go, bro. It's like that. You see that Gucci bag that's almost tearing at the thing. Like, let it go, bro. Let that dream go.
That just means.
Wait, Chris, you're blinding us. You're deafening us, bro.
I don't know what's going on with your mic, Chris.
Yes, speak again, Chris. That was horrible.
Now you're mute. What was that?
Hello.
What was that? Bro, what was that?
No, yeah.
Telling you, the Alonso fans infiltrated the pod straight away. They heard that.
They heard
Into
Chris
the-
and they just tapped
into the
each other.
Okay, but I think
That was scary, man.
You can't even edit this too, so people are just gonna be listening. 1 minute, 16 minutes. They're like, what the fuck is happening here?
The joys of YouTube live, yeah. But also, he hasn't won a race in over 10 years, and they're still talking with the mouth. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
let it go. bro.
Let's do the
Do we have
last. We could do the last prominent fan base because George Russell doesn't have fans, and all like 12 people that call themselves Russell Sprouts need to seek help. So I don't need to elaborate any further.
Oh Lord, Russell Sprouts.
Russell Sprout is. I'm just there like no. Seek help and
Same,
yeah.
I think
ever.
same applies for Sergio Perez. Probably does he have fans?
He has the nation of Mexico and that one Twitter account that believes in him.
Oh yeah, every week I see those tweets. Oh my god, yeah. Like tomorrow we'll see what Perez is all about. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Hilarious.
no, we've not. Have we done Carlos?
Oh yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Does he really have? I'm gonna agenda,
Yes,
but I'll say that later, man.
Carlos
No.
has fans, man.
No. He's Spanish, and they're the same type of people that support Alonso. Seek help. That man are sickos. Like I have to watch Leclerc, Fossey, and the Sainz Tanzder fans battle one another.
Sainz, what did you call it now?
Sainz Tanzder. He's got a bank named after him.
It's the worst beef I've ever seen in my entire life.
My word.
Oh my god! Like I've
Sometimes
seen
I-
both drivers have a stinker and they'll be beefing each other. I'm like, bro, the
that
car's crap. These men have
is
a
that-
stinker.
Is that the longest? Is that the longest internal war beef right now in F1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Russell Hamilton is there?
No, Russell
That's-
Hamilton's recent.
Yeah.
It's not as old
not.
That's
as
just Hamilton, isn't it?
It's one-sided as well, to be fair.
No. It's both sided, but it's just that there's 5 George Russell fans, so you don't hear them.
Okay,
like,
Yeah.
It's like AJ v the bar, bro. You know when the bar was beating man up, yeah, but AJ landed one good punch. That's George Russell fans. That one good punch. Otherwise, you're holding bangs.
Oh my god.
Okay, I seen a good question in the comment section, but we'll just wrap up with Our current world champion, Max Verstappen. Where are we putting his fans?
Scaring the people. Them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
They're
gonna
scary.
Cup, but yes.
Orange, you know what? We've not
Calm
seen.
down now.
We've not.
That's all be not.
Hold
Yes, Cup, man.
We've not
Hold
seen
on,
them as much this year.
I've seen them popping up a little bit more recently.
But emphasis has not been made on them this year in media
Yeah.
as much.
Mm.
But when there was
My thing
about,
is seeing them live in real life. Yeah, that's why my C Cup side customer.
when there was,
someone
Bruv,
tweeted.
we went
something.
Bahrain, yeah, and you go to the airport, you see these men have Verstappen stickers on their suitcase. I'm like, Jesus,
man.
Blimey.
a big
What was that?
30-year-old man with a Verstappen sticker on the suitcase, bruv. He could be your son. What's going on?
Yeah, that's scary. That's when I was he's going to C Cup, man. That's what.
yeah, that's definitely scary to people. Them.
I've seen that
Scary people,
that one tweet from someone that keeps tweeting every time he loses. He said Verstappen's not won a race in 8 races or something. And then there's the Leeds curse as well. Ever since he held a Leeds United show or something, he hasn't won a race.
And one person's prayers. I've seen one person launch prayers on that team, and he's not won a race since. I'm like, wow.
Man.
Okay, so we got a question from Mary in the comment, and it goes, she thinks Merck made the wrong choice by taking Antonelli out of F2 a year too soon. And do you think Shady Total will get rid of Princess Woody for Maxi Pad and Princess Woody going to Red Bull? So
You know what? Those are great slander names. Princess
That's
Woody,
great name, yeah. Well
Princess
played,
Woody, and Maxipad. Those are great slander names, man. Bro, I'm sorry. Those are great slander names. You know they're great slander names because
you have to admit, boy.
You don't want to admit it, but those are great.
look, all I can do is accept. You know that video, you know that meme of the guy next to the pregnant woman is like, all I can do is accept this. That's me with that slander name, bro. Like, all I can do is accept.
I think second part to the question, he would drop anyone, even. Okay, maybe that's a stretch, but he would drop anyone for Verstappen.
Agreed.
I agree with Mary too, fair. I agree with both points actually. I think Anthony is definitely rushed in into F2. That doesn't mean I think he's gonna flop or he's a bad driver, but especially with them skipping him for F3 and now in F2. Okay, it's not gonna be his fault. It's more of Prima stinking it surprisingly this year and Campos being actually them. But I feel like another year in F2 would have done no harm, or at least put him into another mid-table or low tier car rather than straight to Mercedes. But now it's going to be all eyes on him. But I think he will step up to the plate. But I think what Mercedes is doing, you all know Toyota's got to be a fetch for Max, and he doesn't want to lose Kimi or have a situation where they lose another Max. So I think he's kind of gone all in for Kimi. And essentially, any chance that I feel like that opportunity does come for Max, Toyota will probably get rid of George. If George gets beaten or is equal to Kimi, then I can see that's what's happening. Especially if Max wants to leave Red Bull as well, with Horner being Horner.
I think a lot depends on the 2026 engine, and I'm getting the same vibe from Mercedes sources, similar to how it was in 2021. And they all of a sudden thought, 2022 Lewis is going to have a rocket ship, and yeah, it's okay, whatever happened. Well, certain people say it's okay, whatever happened in Abu Dhabi 2021, because next year he's going to run away with it. So where is all this confidence come from that the 2026 engine is going to be so good for Mercedes? Because even right now, I'm seeing a customer Mercedes team do better than the works team. So I don't know. I'm not even trying to run an agenda or whatever, but where is this idea that Mercedes are going to cook in 2026 come from?
If the engines, boys, confident engines, it's just
2014.
Yeah.
Because they've done it in 2014, they're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Where I stand.
Sorry, go on, Chris.
Where I stand on it is basically if Max and George were to swap, like it's kind of funny because if next year Lewis doesn't win the championship, I'd love for it to be George and for him to be fired by Mercedes at the same time for Max to come in, just because it would be funny. Because if they do stink up in 2026 with Max at the wheel, I would just laugh at Toto Wolff because everyone would just be there like, so you sacked your world champion and your car's crap anyway, just because it's funny. But other than that, I can see it happening. I know Marco isn't overly keen, but that's because he views it as Max is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I can't really see
So
Max.
I think
any other team.
it's a two-part question, right? Are they wrong taking him out of F2 a year too early? I don't know. I don't think they're wrong because I feel like for the grid, for everyone that's not Red Bull or McLaren, next year is probably just final year of this current regs. Filler in I feel like it's a filler year for a lot of people next year. I'm not like I said earlier, I'm not expecting any significant car improvements. So, bring him in, get him into the simulator, let him experience the F1 grid, and then see where your car is the next year. Now, in terms of who Toto would get rid of for Max, I feel like he would get rid of whoever he thinks has the lower ceiling long term. In terms of, I've seen you both in a year. Unfortunately for George has been there a lot longer. And if George is still making the same mistakes that he's currently making and is not looking like he will blow out Kimi, it's looking a bit scary for him because for the first time in a very long time, for the first time since he's joined Mercedes, is not. I think this is probably for the first time he's not feeling secure with. Now he sees what the drivers were feeling when Toto was flirting with Max openly. Now he feels it because now Lewis is not. Lewis is gone. It's not Lewis that will get fired for Max. You're likely the candidate to go. Would George go to Red Bull? I think if the seat is available, if the money is good, he probably would go. But it's a lot of ifs. And the main if is Max leaving Red Bull? If Max is not leaving Red Bull.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that if Max leaves Red Bull, he's going to Mercedes. I just don't get it.
No,
only because Toto's putting himself out there, but he could.
But based off the, I think everyone assumes that because of what the contractual situations are around the grid. You look at Ferrari. They've just signed Lewis to a 3-year contract, 2+1. Leclerc's probably got a death row contract there.
Yeah, till 2027 or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you look at Aston Martin. I don't know how long Alonso's current contract is, but
26.
26. Okay. So maybe there's a sit there, but no one knows what Aston. No one knows what car Aston Martin's coming in with because I think Max has said it himself. Like if the car is not performing, it doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to go for the. It doesn't. It's gone through the trenches of a non-performing car. It doesn't want it again. You look at McLaren. Lando probably got a death row contract or something similar, and Oscar is performing at a level where it's still manageable. I think that second seat at McLaren will only be available if they implode. It's the game of probabilities, and right now the only top team with a seat that will probably be available, it looks like it's Mercedes.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, and it's basically just Mercedes because no one is. So I'll say it: if Aston Martin come next year and the car cooks, I don't see why Stroll would not give Alonso 1+1. I can see Alonso getting another 1+1 because they'll probably want a bit of stability with the new head of engineering or whatever old man's role will be, chief design or whatever it would be. They probably want a bit of stability. Lance probably has shares in the team anyway that no one probably knows about. So really and truly, they're not gonna get rid of Lance, and that's it. It's either for Max, the options are Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin, and maybe McLaren. Every other seat is sort of tied up or not good enough for him. So
that makes sense. I think this would be a good point to wrap it up. I've got work tomorrow, and it's been a good one. We've gone for 90 minutes. That's a whole football game.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening, guys.
we did
We'll
that.
We'll be back sometime this month. I'm not doing anything this month. I have no money. So we'll be back sometime this month.
It's getting
You
cold
say that
outside.
now, Chris. You say that now, yeah?
It's true. Every time I say this, someone will message me about something and be like, "Oh, do you want to come to this?" Like, I need to stop saying this.
I see you. I see a little link up with the single Gasly fan and Kwame. I see you, man.
Yeah, that was booked months in advance.
Yeah. I'm not going outside no more. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
obviously
see.
I'm going out at the end of this month, but this was again something that was booked in advance. But
I see. It's all right.
the
It's
next
okay.
2 weeks we should be good. I should be in my house.
It's okay. We get it. You'll be outside again very soon. But yeah,
The worst part
it's
is
not. It's
the
fine.
moment it happens. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe, follow us on all socials. We'll see you sometime soon. Maybe at the start of the triple header. I don't know. Actually, it won't be the start of triple header. Ignore me because Qatar races run late. Whenever is an appropriate time for us to come back.
Wait, what's the triple header again? Mexico.
Qatar, Mexico, Brazil.
When is Vegas?
Vegas is the end of November.
Okay.
So yeah, Vegas is the next triple header. So it goes to Vegas, Qatar, AD. What a joke.
Well, we'll see you, man, whenever we see you, man.
We'll see you.
Take care.
See you. Okay.
Right.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.